Hello and welcome to CINX, a software tool developed by Harrison Publishing House to help mechanical contractors in a number of different ways. Today we'll focus on three. The first is to improve the way you manage your mechanical content and pricing by utilizing CINX's custom catalog. The second is to automate and reuse project data to connect digitally and directly to your firm's set of distributors and suppliers. The third is to make it seamlessly easy to exchange and share and repurpose data between departments and related software tools, such as estimating and detailing, purchasing, field servicing, and billing. Integrating CINX into your construction workflow will make your construction process more efficient. Your firm can use CINX to create a single custom catalog that represents exactly the mechanical products your departments use each day and throughout the year. With a custom catalog, you fully automate the process of maintaining identical data across all department databases and softwares, ensuring that everyone uses the same exact content and pricing. Nothing is more visible in Harrison Publishing House's new data and content platform than the function of sharing critical project data with others in your firm, like the project manager. The project manager will save significant amounts of time in their daily activities when they start using CINX and repurposing data from the estimate in order to get their job and their activities completed. Let's begin our brief demonstration and overview of CINX by taking a look at some of the basic ways CINX helps mechanical contractors. Once you complete the login process, you will arrive to a custom dashboard relative to your responsibilities and which contain links and tools frequently used. We'll start by focusing in on how estimate data can be brought into CINX. We navigate down to New Projects, and I'll select the most recently awarded project called Transfer Station. Initially, it doesn't contain any contact or data. It's just a placeholder. But we were awarded the project, so it's now time to begin by adding our estimate data. Now, of course, the first step is to export the data out of your estimating tool. In our case, it's already been exported and readied in a document folder for import into CINX. So I select Import a BOM, select the proper format, and identify and browse to where I find it in my file structure. I open that folder and begin the process. By importing the estimate, the organization and categorization the estimator used is now fully exposed, and the transfer of information, typically managed in a kickoff meeting or turnover meeting, is now properly formatted. A project manager can utilize any slice of the project data to help them complete their set of tasks more efficiently. Now that the import is complete, let's take a look at the data. By expanding the work breakdown structure, we can see precisely how the estimator categorized and organized the estimate. As a project manager, I can use this data over and over again to accomplish a series of tasks specifically related to my role. As we can see here, the estimator utilized a number of drawings and associated data to those drawings. He also used a work breakdown structure that identified floors, material specs, systems, and zones. And you can imagine having access to how this estimator organized his estimate could be of great value, especially if you are a project manager. Let's take a look at one of those circumstances as a project manager and what they might use this data for. We're going to create an RFQ directly from this input and this data stream. By selecting New RFQ and entering a name and a number, and selecting the unique set of data that I'm interested in expanding and using as my basis for my RFQ, also identifying where I would like that data stored, and beginning the process of creating an RFQ. And here is our transfer station RFQ. I can preview it. And this is exactly what would be sent to our vendors for an RFQ. I can take a look at the materials. And here's the part where I engage and involve my supply chain by selecting tab and selecting the individual distributors I'd like to submit the RFQ to. I can therefore identify and start the whole process of communicating directly with my supply chain. I receive a submission confirmation form, which I then select and submit. And as you can see, the RFQ has been submitted successfully. Now let's take a look at what quotes look like in return. Coming back to the dashboard, I find a whole series of reports and quotes that have come in. And let's take a look at this particular one from National Sales Company. Here is the quote, and as you can see, it contains not only the manufacturer list price, but more importantly, the buy price and what this particular vendor is quoting. Now that you've seen the process of importing data into CINX and reusing it for other purposes, in this case what we showed was the estimating data being reused for creation of an RFQ and in turn receiving back from your vendors and connecting to your vendors, for that matter, a quote. I'd also now like to show you the whole concept around catalogs, and particularly your custom catalog. By going back to the dashboard, I want to point out this reference here. It says there are 136,529 items in my custom catalog. And how that is highlighted is I'm going to use the search capability here to be able to point out and show to you the difference between the different catalogs. In this case, what is by default shows up in my menu in terms of selecting a catalog for searching is the Harrison Publishing House repository of 3 million items, which are there for you to search on, pull into, and use for a variety of purposes, which might be to get your current pricing for. It might be used to create and add to a bill of material, an assembly, or to bring and include and add to your custom catalog. And so what's this concept of a custom catalog? Well, I think the best and easiest way to show it to you is to be able to pull out our utilities pane. This utilities pane represents everything there is about your company, from projects, your catalog, bill of materials, RFQs and quotes, and purchase orders. And what's of particular interest, of course, is our custom catalog. And here is how I've organized and manage my custom catalog for my company under these headings and this naming conventions. As you can see and compare against the Harrison Publishing House product line, it's significantly different. And that's because this is the material, this is the content that I use on a daily, weekly, monthly, and annual basis. And that's what I want to track. That's what I want to get pricing for and use to extend to all the different data sources inside my company and all the different software tools that utilize those databases. And that's the power and capability found within the custom catalog capability inside of CINX. What I'm going to show to highlight it is, and this will be the end results, and the last final thing I'll show in this demo, is to show just how powerful this tool could be. What I'm going to do is put in a particular Harrison Publishing House item code. The item code is 006 WB 0221. And I'm now going to add it to my search. And what we find that I think is particularly interesting here and unique is the fact that with this custom catalog and by working with my vendors, I can now take a look at and slice up what was just a manufacturer list price point. Now I can expand it with what it will cost to buy, so my best buy or my net price for that particular item, an estimate price, and a sell price in terms of invoicing customers. All of this information can be exported out of CINX and add it to whatever database set of libraries that you have that drive many of your other critical software tools. CINX is a software tool that can help and assist all the way through the whole life cycle of a construction project. And as I said, this is just a very brief overview. If you'd like to see more detail, we'd be more than happy to demonstrate it for you. Thanks very much and look forward to showing you more in the future.